Greetings, my friends, and welcome to this week's edition of the Beating Heart Moment. I'm Fred Johnson, really happy to be with you again this week as we continue our journey of exploring ways that through breath and thought and sound and creative imagery we can support health and wellness of the mind, body, and the spirit. So I have three letters for you as we begin our journey this week, which you will be familiar with. A-I-M. Now, A-I-M, AIM, of course, we're so fortunate and blessed to be able to have the opportunity to take this journey with the AIM Clinic. I'm going to introduce you now to sort of the second layer of the sort of inward journey of using sound, of using thought, of using the remembrance of breath and the beating heart to really enhance our ability to utilize the frequency and vibration of our voices towards health and well-being. Every week I talk about our this beautiful triangle, and I've been referring to it as the golden triangle of wellness. And I give credit to my wife for uh, sharing with me that through the essence of this journey, the triangle almost awakens the coloration of turquoise. So I'm going to, from this point forward, refer to it as the turquoise triangle of wellness. Most importantly, foundationally, to remember that the base of the triangle is the breath, the song of the breath, the centeredness of the breath, the life source of the breath. The west wall of the triangle is the frequency and vibration of our thinking. Again, a measurable frequency, the frequency of our thinking. And then the east wall is the sounding and the articulation, the sound. So breath, thought, sound is the fundamental makeup of this wonderful wellness triangle. Maybe I'll refer to it as the wellness triangle most of the time. So now, in alignment with breath, in alignment with mind, in alignment with sound, I invite you to now add the next layer. So, as we breathe into, as we really fundamentally breathe into this wonderful triangle of wellness, add now to the breath, or allow the breath to move us into a place of attention, to really, as we move through, first and foremost, acknowledging and connecting as we begin our journey, the acknowledgement and gratitude and connection to the rhythm of our beating heart, right? Which is our sort of inner drum, our inner timekeeper. So as we then breathe into the song of the breath, allow the breath to bring you into a place of attention where you're listening, really listening and feeling the body. All right. So the base of the triangle now through breath is attention. Is as you're breathing and settling into this place of this beautiful inward listening, listening and feeling the body to be guided to an opportunity for balance, an opportunity for a return to a sense of wholeness. So, really paying attention to and listening to the body. And the body will give you an indication of what areas, maybe it's just a sense of calm and stillness, or maybe it's a feeling in a particular organ, or maybe it's a real, a listening and an attention to a sense of peace, a sense of quieting the noise, whatever attention you're guided to, right? So that is the base of the triangle in alignment with the breath Now I'm paying attention. I'm listening to my body. I'm listening to my body to be guided to a place of sounding that can enrich or create a sense of balance, a sense of peace, a sense of centeredness, a sense of wellness. So, attention. The west wall is connected to the mind, my thinking. So, alignment with the west wall now is intention. So I have paid attention through the song of the breath, through really listening to my body. I've come to realize, I've paid attention to it, and I've come to realize that there's an opportunity now for me to enrich the way that I'm feeling. So now I'm through the frequency and vibration of my thinking, creating an intention. And that intention is to support and bring myself to a sense of balance, to help to work towards maybe releasing a sense of pain or discomfort. So the frequency and vibration of my intention, coupled with the attention that I've given, the calling that I've been given, and now the east wall is time for my sounding, and my sounding is monotonality, which means one tone, seeking to find one tone that will be in alignment with my attention and in alignment with my intention to create the sound that will complete the process. Okay, so from the original preface that we've been working on for weeks now, the breath as the foundation, the frequency and vibration of thought as the west wall, the frequency and vibration of our sounding as the east wall, complete sort of that wellness triangle. And now we're adding the next layer, which is with the breath, in alignment with the breath, paying attention, listening to the body, listening to get a sense of where might there be a sounding opportunity to create a return to a sense of balance. Alignment with that attention, creating the intention. Many of the sacred writings, many of the philosophical and mindfulness writings speak about that which we focus on, we get more of. So, our intention here is to focus on creating through sound a sense of balance, a sense of release, a sense of calm, a sense of a return to a whole sense of wellness. Attention, intention, monotonality, creating or being guided to create that tone, or in some instances, that rattle that will move to that place in the body or move into that intentionality in our body to help to support a return to a sense of wellness. Okay, I know that's a lot, but essentially we're taking our triangle of wellness and in alignment with breath is attention and listening to the body. In alignment with the mind and thought is creating the intention for how you desire for this process to manifest, and then adding a monotonality or a monotone, a tone that will amplify the frequency and vibration of attention, intention, right, and sounding that will help to support and move us into a place of balance. I really want you to try this, to really, really explore with this, and and don't get caught up in your head. Don't get caught up in your mind, right? We've been working and really, I can feel your energy. I can feel you when you're with me. We're understanding, supporting, embracing the importance of breath, embracing the importance of the alignment between our breathing and our thought, embracing the alignment and connection to the full spectrum of sounding. Now we're just adding breath, attention, thought, intention, sounding, monotonality. Okay, so let's go through a little bit of a process here together. I will do it with you and kind of talk you through it. So let's do this. this aim triangle journey. Let's take this together, all right? So first and foremost, listen to your breath. Allow yourself to settle in like we do every time we come together, acknowledging the symphony of our being, the beautiful rhythm of your beating heart. So as you are there settling in and really, really being focused in this moment, just listen to the song of the breath. And as you listen to the song of the breath and acknowledge the beautiful, beautiful rhythm of your beating heart, listen to your body as you're breathing. Listen and feel what might move forward into your attention now of maybe, like right now, I'm feeling a little bit of imbalance, a little bit of discomfort in my lower back. I think some of that is a byproduct of just some of the activities that I've been involved in the last few days, and I've done quite a bit of sitting and drumming, and so my through listening and feeling the calmness and the balance and the melody of the song of my breath that settles me in so that I can hear and feel what's happening within me. And so I'm focusing my attention right now into my lower back and maybe even into, sort of my kidney area. So that's where my attention is. And so from this intention, my intention is to be guided to create tone that will settle itself into that place within my inner being there in my back and there with my kidneys to help through breath and through tone bring a sense of calm and a sense of balance to ease any discomfort that I'm feeling at this very moment. So, on the ether of my breath, I've really focused my attention and my listening, and I've identified an opportunity to work towards a sense of comfort, a sense of a resense of sort of balancing and removing a sense of discomfort from my lower back and my kidney on my right side. So my intentionality is to really breathe into, surrender to, and fully participate in this process. And now I listen for that tone, that monotonality, that single tone that will drop into that space. And so through breath and intention and tonality, I've now really focused on this opportunity to tone into this place in my body. So let me share with you the experience that I just had. So through that process of really, again, connecting to breath and really focusing, putting my attention into the comfort and the centeredness, the settledness that I get. Settle feelings, is that a word? Settledness? I'm making that up anyway. To really settle in to to feeling the breath and to really allowing myself, again, in gratitude and in alignment with the rhythm of my beating heart and a recognition that through breath and through my beating heart, life, I'm sustained. These are my life sources. And so I listen to and I settle into listening to my breath. And as I listen to my breath, I pay attention to how I am feeling. And from focusing on, giving attention to how I'm feeling, I identify that I've got a little bit of discomfort here in my lower back on my right side and sort of in my kidney. And so, having identified and paid attention to that, I now, through the vibration of my intentionality, I speak into the intention through breath and tone to really settle, allow that tonality to settle in that space, and breathe into supporting a sense of comfort, supporting an opportunity to release a feeling of discomfort through that intentionality. So I've paid attention, I've created this intentionality. So the frequency and vibration of my intention is to really, through breath and through tone, to create a better sense, a sense of calm, a sense of release in that area of my body. And then I listen into the creation of a tonality, a single tone. And this, so the difference, what I mean here, and this is kind of the initial journey, is what I mean here by like monotonality is a single tone. If you remember, and actually because I've been doing this for so long, I mean, I really dropped into that space. I kind of, what I call swallow the tone and allow that single tone, that monotone. Hear that single tone? So the frequency, the vibration of that settles down, and really, again, through my breath and through that monotone, I'm able to send that frequency and vibration down, and really, it helps to create a bit of a sense of relief. Okay. Now, what's the difference between why monotonality, that single tone, that single frequency, the length of that tone will allow itself to move more readily into a particular place where, again, I'm paying attention to that, as opposed to or a mantra, like a utilization of a mantra. Does that make sense? So monotonality, that single tone, breath, attention, mind, intention, sound, monotonality, attention, intention, monotone, monotonality. That is our AIM wellness lens in alignment with our the triangle of wellness. So that's kind of an expansion, another layer. So we can utilize uh, breath, mind, thought, and tone in alignment with which mantra then becomes kind of our attention, right? Or just searching, just doing melodic or frequency searching, or speaking, right? Affirming, the frequency and vibration again, always a combination of breath, right, which is our foundation, which is our life link, right, coupled with our thought and our thinking processes and our intentionality, and also in alignment with tone. All right. So this week I invite you to explore this whole aim, so that our aim lens on our wellness triangle, right? Attention, intention, monotonality. I hope this makes sense. It's really, really exciting. I mean, the possibilities as we're deepening into really kind of understanding and developing a deeper relationship with our breath, a deeper relationship with the recognition of the importance of how we think and what is it that we're focusing on, and the ancient and contemporary opportunity to really amplify and utilize the frequency and vibration of sound, of toning, of the power of our speech in so many, many ways to support and work in alignment with the amazing medicinal and medical framework of traditional medicine and all of our integrative medicine partners, and recognizing that the music of our being, the music of our voices, our speaking, our sound, our imagery. I also want to encourage you as you're moving through this during the week, write down, journal what you're thinking. And maybe if there are some questions, send me some questions. But just to recognize that, as we think, as we speak, has such a profound opportunity to amplify our health and well-being, whether it's physical or mental, that there's a great alignment to that, and that this understanding is thousands and thousands of years old. So we can, and the power and the relevance of that ancient wisdom and knowing, combined with contemporary science and research and medicine, gives us an amazing opportunity to really live into how can I participate in my health and well-being in all ways. you know I encourage you, in a lot of the conversations that we have on a national level with our science and research and our creative partners about the visualization, just doodling, allowing yourself to doodle, to just draw, to write down your thoughts, to allow yourself to move into nature, move into spaces that really ease the eyes and ease the mind, to move the body, to dance. There's really powerful traditions, indigenous traditions from around the world, just shaking and moving the body, always with the understanding, right, that it's the cooperative essence of all of the healing modalities that can really support our health and well-being. Right. So I'm just really excited for you to add the AIM lens to our triangle of wellness, and just be with it for the week. Return back and watch this. It's really, really well. And again, always, I want to remind you, when using the voice, be gentle. Don't try to force yourself into anything, because you'll damage your voice. The vocal cords are very sensitive. So this is always a gentle journey, and just explore and just try it. And you can align it with other stuff, but I think the most important thing is in terms of holding on with our minds, the elements of the breath and how important it is, the elements of the mind and thinking and how important it is, the element of sound and how important that is, and how together they can work. Now, adding another beautiful layer of, as I'm in connecting with my breath, really paying attention and listening to my body as I begin to identify. And you know what? You may, as you're breathing, just, there may not be specificity. It may just be, my breath brings me a sense of calm. And so I love what I'm feeling right now just in this breath journey. And so my intentionality is to amplify that calm, amplify that inner sense of calm. And so then my monotone, or my monotonality, is just a beautiful single tone that can be felt throughout your being. And that can be with you in any moment of the day. See how perfect it is? I know sometimes one might think, wow, I don't know if I can hear my body. I'm not really sure, but just try. Just give yourself a chance to try it. There's no pass fail here. These are all possibilities, right? I think it's one of the reasons why you might be driving along, or you might be reading something, you might be cooking, or you might just be sitting and you just begin to hum a melody, or just hum a thing. Maybe it's a song that or maybe you're just humming. It's just because the body is saying, your voice relaxes me. My voice relaxes me. Does that make sense? So again, attention, intention, monotone, breath, thought, sound. All wonderful, wonderful elements in our opportunity to breathe and sound into how we can participate in supporting our health and well-being. All right? Be gentle with yourself. Have fun with this. Um, again, return back and take a look at if it feels right. And if you want to, if you want to send us an email, send me some thoughts. I'd love to get an idea of how folk are feeling about this. And please register for our AIM newsletter, because then you get sort of the full measure of all that's happening with the AIM clinic, all that's happening with our integrative medicine initiatives, which is our other layers to the AIM journey, to this journey of health and wellness through a broader spectrum. You get a sense of the Friday sessions with Dr. Misha Kogan, and so it's just an opportunity to really expand. So go to the AIM website. Go to our AIM website and just allow yourself to immerse a little bit more. Okay. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to being with you next week. Take care. Be kind to yourself. See ya.